Getting a new company into federal contracting. I frequently get calls from business owners that have recently started their business and are trying to figure out the best way to get a start into federal contracting. The first thing to understand is that there are 4 different contracting vehicles, otherwise known as certifications, that can be utilized to help your transition into federal contracting. The 4 certifications are HUBZone, 8A, SDVOSB or VOSB, Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business, and EDWOSB or WOSB, Economically Disadvantaged Woman-Owned Small Business. Next, it is important to have an overview understanding of each of the 4 certifications. For a more in-depth understanding of each, please watch the corresponding video for each of the 4 certifications. First, HUBZone. This certification is designed for small businesses that are located in a HUBZone, which is a historically underutilized business zone as defined by the Small Business Administration, the SBA. See the link in this video's description to see if you are located in a HUBZone. The business also must have at least 35% of its staff living in a HUBZone. This certification is budgeted at 3% of the federal budget. 8A. This certification is designed for small businesses that are owned by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. This generally means that the owner is a minority and has less than $4 million in assets, less than $250,000 in adjusted net worth, and less than $250,000 in average annual personal income. This certification is budgeted at 6% of the federal budget. SDVOSB, Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business. This certification is designed for small businesses that are owned by service-disabled veterans, or in the case of VOSB, just owned by a veteran. This certification is budgeted at 3% of the federal budget. EDWOSB or WOSB, Economically Disadvantaged Woman-Owned Small Business. This certification is designed for small businesses that are owned by a woman that is economically disadvantaged. This generally means that the owner is a woman and has less than $6 million in assets, less than $750,000 in adjusted net worth, and is earning less than $350,000 a year in personal income. This certification is budgeted at 5% of the federal budget. Of the 4 certifications, the 8A certification is the most valuable, as it is the only one that allows for sole sourcing. Again, this is covered in another video. The SDVOSB and HUBZone certifications are next in terms of value, as they are both long-term programs and well utilized by federal contracting officers. The EDWOSB is next and is becoming more and more popular every year as the contracting officers get more familiar with it and more used to contracting with it. This certification was just created in 2011. When it comes to getting your new business into federal contracting, you must understand that you can't just go straight and get an 8A certification, as it is the only one of the 4 certifications that has the potential for success requirement. This means that when applying for 8A, you must establish that the company has a potential for success, which is generally done by having the company be over 2 years old. There is a process for applying for a waiver of this 2-year requirement if the owner has a substantial background in the industry and the company has already become profitable. This is covered in another video. Since as a startup you cannot meet this potential for success requirement, your best methodology for breaking into federal contracting is to review the other 3 certifications, HUBZone, SDVOSB, and EDWOSB, to determine which one or ones you can qualify for, and then to get one or more of those certifications. You can then use that certification to get some federal projects during those first 2 years of being in business. This enables you to apply for 8A once your firm is 2 years old, as you'll be able to establish that your firm has a potential for success because you have created a past performance in federal contracting and have been profitable. In summary, you want to be able to get as many certifications as you can to be successful in federal contracting. But ultimately, your goal should be to get 8A certified, as it will bring you the most value of all the federal certifications. Since you just can't get 8A as a startup, you will want to get one of the other certifications and use that to help establish the potential for success for your firm so that when you are 2 years old, you can get the 8A certification. Thanks for watching. To further evaluate you and your firm's potential application, you can go to our website and use our pre-qualification tool, or give us a call. In about 10 minutes, we can give you a good assessment of your application.